Why is there a need for mentorship?
Right from our younger age, our parents have been our mentors, and then through our life too, our teachers have been our mentors. So for mentorship, it's just about you learning from an experienced individual.
When we say mentorship, what is mentorship all about?
Entrepreneurs who are my mentors. When it comes to health, I also have coaches who are health coaches. So they talk about how I can eat well, how I can balance my diet.
Good day everyone, welcome to another episode of AfriWealthConnect. I'm Amy Opoku Gladys. I'm going to be your host for today, and I have with me my special guest, my one and only crew. I have with me Ahmed and Tiafe. So today's topic is about mentorship. We do know that sometimes people fumble, or our students, we really fumble when we want to go far, and also we don't know where and when to take mentorship programs or have mentors in our life to guide us. So today we are basically going to understand the need for mentorship and why it is really essential in our career development. So guys, what are you expecting for this episode?
Okay, so we hope that the lesson that you have learned on campus and in life, we will be sharing it with our viewers. Yeah, so that's all I have to say.
I mean, what about
Yes,
you?
exactly. We are just here to have a discussion on mentorship, so that by the end of today's episode, you understand. Probably you are doing some kind of mentorship that you are not aware of, but then by the end of today's session, you are going to understand it really well.
Okay, that's nice. So thank you once again. But when we say mentorship, what is mentorship all about? I'll start with you, Eric.
Okay, so with the layman's view, I see that you want to get to somewhere, and someone has been to wherever you want to get to. Someone has been there before. So it's more like you are trying to look for someone who is where you want to go. Then you learn from the person, right? Either being physically or nowadays virtually or digitally. Yeah, so that's what I know about mentorship.
What about you, Ahmed?
Yes, just as Eric said, that is you learning from somebody. And for mentorship, we've been mentored throughout our life, right from our younger age. Our parents have been our mentors, and then through our life too, our teachers have been our mentors. So for mentorship, it's just about you learning from an experienced individual, so that you can also reach where the person is.
Okay, so it means that mentorship is not anything new. We've been with mentorship right from childhood. Our parents guiding us on the way how we are supposed to work, how you are supposed to cook, even with some petty manners. And when we get to school too, they teach us some steps that will help us in our learning and everything. So it means that mentorship has been with us, but as we are growing, there's going to be an advancement of everything that we know. So I think don't say that mentorship is something new. It has been with us from childhood, but then we have some particular mentorship types and classifications that we are not well abreast with. Though one might be practicing it, but the person do not know that this is a kind of mentorship, or this is the kind of mentorship that I want to venture into. So may we know some of the types of mentorship that we have on board? Yeah.
Alright, so the basic one, the one that we are most abreast with, is the traditional mentorship. That is the one-on-one. You look for an experienced individual to mentor you, to guide you towards your goal. So probably, let's say you are aspiring to become an entrepreneur, then you look for someone who has been a successful entrepreneur. Then the person will be your mentor, will guide you as to how the ways and what you need to do to become successful as an entrepreneur. So that is the traditional mentorship.
Oh, okay. Eric, what about you?
Okay, so I also know of reverse mentorship. So let's say I'm a YouTuber, right? But I know a 5-year-old kid who is having 5 million subscribers in the YouTube field. In this case, I can go to this 5-year-old kid to try to learn from what the 5-year-old kid knows. So in this case, even though the person is young, but yes, still I can learn from them. So in this case, it becomes the reverse mentorship.
Oh, okay.
So most of the time, people think maybe you have to be the person has to be
ahead
of you, but no. So like, as well as the person is abreast and very very proficient in the skill that you are a beginner, then nothing is stopping you to just go there and try to learn from there, right? I know one kid, he's very good in playing keyboard. In this case, he's piano. So in this case, he can be my mentor, but I think he's around 10 years old. So we shouldn't feel like this guy is, as well as so far as you want to learn the skill, then you have to become a mentee.
Yes.
And I think we have a problem as youth. We don't like to be mentees. We really don't like to be like, we want to get there, but how to get there is not our problem. We just want to get there. Yeah, and before you go there, that's being people who have already been where you are and how things were before they even got there. So I think mentorship is something that we really need to appreciate. It shouldn't be something that will be just for a particular set of people. You need to get a mentor no matter who you are. No matter how big you are, you still need a mentor. Okay. So I also know of coaching mentorship. How is coaching mentorship? Eric, can you take that for me when we talk about coaching mentorship?
Okay, so you can have different coach in different aspects of life. So let's say I'm Eric. I have an entrepreneur who are my mentors. When it comes to health, I also have coaches who are health coaches. So they talk about how I can eat well, how I can balance my diet. When it comes to African history, I also have some books written by some coaches which mainly talk about African history, how Africans were great before colonization, civilization. So I see coaching is more like in any field you have to get a particular coach who will teach you. So it doesn't mean that you should get one mentor. So talking about coaching in terms of mentorship is more like, okay, I have a fitness coach, I have a career coach, I have an entrepreneur coach. So more like one person you are learning from different angles at the same time.
Ahmed, what about you? Do you have any take on coach mentorship?
Yes, I just want to give a typical example. The football fans, I'm sure you all know Cristiano Ronaldo, right? Yes, and when you go to his house, he has a lot of people working for him. And it's not related to football. He has someone to tell him when to go to sleep and then when to wake up, someone to check on his health, someone to check on his food. So he has different kind of mentorship at the same time. And that is the coaching mentorship that Eric talked about.
And even his social media handle. People, we have specialized people who are also taking care.
All right, okay. So now, what about peer mentorship?
Yes, peer mentorship too is a form of mentorship where you learn and gain support from your peers, your colleagues. Probably you are a student, you can gain support and help from your colleagues who are like, let's say they have a particular knowledge that you want from them, so you can learn from it so that you also gain that kind of knowledge.
I think this particular one, some people have been coming to me to learn basic IT, editing, videography, and all these stuff. So I think that one is more like you are in the same level of the person, but the person knows something that you don't. So therefore, he or she can be your mentor and you be a mentee and you learn from the person as well.
That's also another problem. People don't want their peers to mentor them. They feel that once his peer is better than him or her in some way or a particular skill set, they feel that it's not supposed to be that way. So sometimes students or we as youth, we shy away from going to our peers to, even with class activities, we even feel shy of going to our peers to teach us because we think we'll feel intimidated or something. But peer mentorship is something that I know that it's really good because that person is at your level and that person can understand you in such a way that Yes.
Professional mentors will not understand.
Yes, because you are in the same level and sometimes you share some common interests and those kind of stuff. So
Sure.
I think peer mentorship is really key.
And I think it's one of the most effective because they are your peers,
Yes.
they understand your language, and they are going to speak in the same language for you to understand.
Yes.
So it's one of the most effective form of mentorship.
And I think one thing that we have to also know is that we have to develop ourselves individually in such a way that you will become a mentor and mentee in each part of our life. So be known for something. You are a financial coach. Maybe I'm also an IT. I can come and learn some basic financial skills from you, and you too can also learn some IT skills from me. So I think we should harness, everyone should be determined to develop, to be known for something, so that we can all give back to each other, so that it will be like, okay, after all, if you are teaching me financial skills, me too, I'm teaching you IT, so it's give and take battle.
So even that one, the person will not be shy to approach.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Sure.
Okay. So I want to ask this question. We do know that these days, because of this virtual stuff and digitalization, people do not even own up to other people to mentor them. They have social media for them. They have social media platforms that also mentors people. So I want to ask, aside having this self-directed mentorship, you going to social media to train yourself, help yourself, is there a need to have a professional, say a coach, to mentor you?
Okay.
Or something like the traditional way of mentorship? Aside you having your self-directed mentorship, is there a need for us to go a traditional way as well, or the self-directed mentorship is okay? So
Okay.
Eric, you.
So I have a particular mentor. It's called Obindako, that I've been following so much. He's a good man. So he hosts seminars. He hosts online seminars. We go physical meet him, have a pictures with him. So one thing I've seen is that in our setting, we haven't, in our culture as well, we haven't taught that you need a mentor to guide you. So it's more like we just go through life. When you see someone doing it, you are following. You are not having that. So we have to come to a realization that, like, I met one guy. He's from the UK. He told me, he has a mentor that they meet a particular time in a month. So it's more like they are not playing. They know where they are going. The mentor is guiding them. But in our setting, that's not the case. So we have to, even sometimes you have to pay for mentorship classes. You have to, because it's needed. Yeah, some people pay. So we have to come to a realization that we have to be searching for knowledge from our mentors. So I think this very need to use the traditional method.
Okay, and what about you?
Yes. So in as much as the traditional form of mentorship is really important, you also need to go for the self-directed mentorship. And even with the traditional, I'm sure in some form they will ask you to be self-directed. They will ask you to read books, watch some kind of podcast to grow or to like grow. So yes, you can adapt the two, both the traditional and then the self-directed form of mentorship.
Okay, so why is there a need for mentorship? Like, in few seconds, can you share with us why mentorship is really necessary? Should it be compulsory, obligatory, or it should be optional? Why the need for mentorship? How necessary is mentorship?
Okay, so whatever you are trying to build, a business, someone has been there before, as I said initially. So when it's more like, I'm going to Accra, I'm the first person going there. Accra is like, I don't know the path there, but someone has been on that road before, so they have path, like ways. They know that here they have ditch or something you go and fall in. So they have built signboards that here you have to wait a bit, you have to slow down here and other stuff. So when you find a mentor, it's more like it makes your journey smooth for you. So you have to, the mentor, they had some risks that they had to deal with. These risks will be breaking down for, even though I'm not saying you won't face any risks in life, but it's more like you are informed and you are aware of some of the risks, some of the things that will happen to you, so you'll be very much prepared for that. So I think that's the need for mentor.
Yes, okay. I'll talk about my point, but I want to add a little bit on what Eric said. Yes, as he said, it's really important. But then, if you learn from your mentors, all the mistakes that they make before they reach where you want to be, you'll be able to cut it off, meaning your journey will be much smoother as compared to theirs. Now, another importance, or why I think mentorship is really important, has to do with motivation. Let's say I'm aspiring to be a global entrepreneur, and then I see someone who has been there before and is mentoring me. Definitely it will serve as motivation. It will inspire me, because looking at where I want to be, someone has been there before, meaning I can also be there. So it will some way like motivate me to also work on my progress as to reaching there.
Okay, all right, that's nice. I also think that regardless of who you are, you need a mentor. You can't go there alone. Just as both of you have been saying, who you want to be, someone has already been there. You are capable, but the fact that you are capable doesn't mean you can do it alone. You definitely need someone to guide your steps. Just like as you're a child, you see people working, you're like, oh, I'll also work. But you need a parent, or maybe your mother, or anybody who is around to guide your steps, so that at least you don't fall. And even if you fall, you rise up. You fall, you rise up. Sometimes you can't rise up on your own. You need someone to carry you. You cry and then you go on. So it means that mentorship, like I said earlier on, has been with us since childhood. We just need to appreciate the fact that it has been advanced. And so if we really want to build up our career, even with academics, that is why we even have academic advisors and the rest, just to guide us and move to where we want to be. So now to Eric, I want to ask, all being said, now we've known the types of mentorship, why mentorship is needed. What is your advice for the youth, especially those who do not really appreciate mentorship?
Okay, so as you said, this self-centered,
self-directed
mentorship. I think nowadays you may know someone, you may want someone to be your mentor, but that person can't be physically for you to consume that person. But these people have wrote books, they have numerous videos on their life, how they made it. So you can be in your village but still on fire by consuming their content. So regardless of where you are, so I would say that whatever you are being brought up with, right, whoever you are today, if it's not going well with you, it means what you have feed your mind on, the experience that you have had, that's what, as a result of what you are today. So if you don't like it, it's not too late. Just go and follow good people that are talking about progress, good mentors that can have impact on your life as well.
Okay, so I want to touch on, you see, most of the youth, some are interested in mentorship, but then they don't know the how, or where should I start if I'm looking for a mentor. So I just want to state some key steps for you if you want to get a mentor. The first one is to define your goals. Yes, you need to identify where you want to be, and with that, it will help you to find someone who can mentor you or guide you towards that goal. Then after defining your goal, you need to do your research through social media to identify influencers who align with your goals, so that through them you can select anyone that you think can help you. After getting probably you need to shortlist probably 3 or 4 mentors who you think they can help you to achieve your goal. Then you need to identify their core values and make sure that it aligns with yours, because someone cannot mentor you if your core values are not aligned. So you need to make sure that your core values are aligned. Then finally, you need to, before you even connect with that person, you need to watch their content on social media. Probably if the person has a book or probably a podcast, go through it and make sure that their content add values to your life before you connect with them. So let me repeat the steps again. The first one is to define your goals. Afterwards, you start searching for the mentors. After the second step, then you move to Alright, so after the second step, you make sure that you move to the core values, identifying the core values, making sure that it aligns with yours too. Then you watch their content to make sure that definitely their content add values to your life before you approach them for the mentorship. I hope this helps.
Yeah.
Okay, viewers, thank you for your time and your patience. What did we bring to you on board today? We were able to establish the fact that mentors are really key when it comes to our career development. We analyze some key types of mentorship. We talked about coach mentorship. We talked about self-directed mentorship. We talked about peer. We talked about traditional. So each of the mentorship type that you want to fall under, or the type that you want to let someone train you, identify that one. And we've got to understand that there is a need for us to appreciate mentorship, because wherever that you want to be, someone has been there before, and there is a saying that follow who know road, so that you can get there. And so if you're able to identify your mentor or get to have a mentor, definitely there are going to be some cutoffs and mistakes that you aren't going to repeat. And we've also established the fact that before you identify someone as your mentor, make sure that the core values of that person aligns with your core values. You can't just choose anyone as your mentor, but then you need to have someone who aligns with your passion, your interest, and also your professional skills and goal. Stay tuned, stay time next week, and we're going to bring you exceptional episode. Bye bye.
Bye.